Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Mrcha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And as you can see in this headline, dealing with the whole eclipse, the solar eclipse that's to take place on the 8th, I was reading through this article, and quite a few states are taking some interesting precautions with the claim that due to the influx of people coming in to various different states, so they can get a really good view of this. There could be a possibility of certain emergencies, be it technological or just due to the congestion. It could hinder first responders. All these kinds of things. So that's kind of interesting. But let's read this article and see. Okay, we know how these devils like to play when it comes to events where there are large gatherings. It's definitely potential for for something to happen. But let's see. Right, so it says a statewide emergency declared in Indiana ahead of solar eclipse. Now, I mean, for all we know, it could, April 8th could come, April 9th comes, and, nothing, on the, at least outwardly or covertly, nothing major seems to happen. But we know that obviously, even if things continue as they were the day before, this is still a major sign, okay? And it doesn't negate anything relating to prophecy. Okay, but it could also be a potential for something to happen, whether like I said, it's covert or overt. Anyway, Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb issued a statewide emergency due to a large influx of visitors to his state to view the total solar eclipse on April 8th. The Republican official Right. The Republican official said that the number of visitors to Indiana may strain the state's communications, transportation, and emergency response systems, warranting the need for the declaration. Indiana includes some of the best locations in the United States to see the eclipse, according to a map of the path of totality. The massive number of people viewing this event in our state may well stress and or interfere with first responder and public safety communications and emergency response systems, such that a technological or other emergency may occur. Right. So what he's saying here is that because of this influx of people coming in, that could put such a strain that could lead to some technological, basically some systems going down because too many people are either trying to stream this at the same time. Remember when you're in when all these people are in the same, a close location, and they're all trying to use the same network, that could cause some systems to go down due to that heavy traffic. But I mean, that's interesting, right? There's other situations that go on where a lot of people come into one particular area, but this apparently is different. So Mr. Holcomb said in a statement last week, adding that the declaration was issued as a precaution to bring in emergency resources from other states. His order noted that the eclipse will pass directly over the state of Indiana, giving everyone in our state an incredible view of this extremely rare event. The order stated that the last time a total eclipse or total solar eclipse passed over the state was in 1869. After the event on April 8th, the next one is not expected to occur for about another 75 years. So that's a pretty long time. All right. And that's why a lot of people are now, keep in mind, a lot of people are coming outside, to try and view this. They could push a narrative to say, hey, this was a key moments that maybe some foreign terrorists that had invaded the country were waiting for to go and do some wild shit. Who knows, right? Just throwing that out there. It is of primary importance to the state of Indiana to be prepared to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public during this event, and to be prepared to swiftly and effectively respond to any emergency that may arise, the order continued. Let's see here. All right, it says here, officers in other U.S. states have issued advisories or warnings ahead of the astronomical event. Authorities in Ohio's Summit County, for example, advised residents to stay home due to traffic congestion by an expected influx of viewers, while officials from Illinois Department of Transportation warned that crowd sizes could be massive in some areas. Yeah, and so, like I said, a whole bunch of things could happen. Maybe something happens that takes an effect later on after this. Maybe they take this as an opportunity to release some deadly pathogen with all these people. That's a quick spread, right? Because think about it. All these people come to one location, you spread it amongst them, and then they all, they take it back to wherever they came from. You may even have some people that are trying to come, from different, not even different states, but maybe different countries, right? So that's an interesting opportunity in itself. But as we keep on reading, you'll see that it's not just Illinois. Where's this place? It's not just Indiana that's taking these precautions. You have Texas, right? That's also taking some emergency precautions here. You also had Niagara Falls, as they're saying here. Let's read a little bit about this right here. Multiple countries in Texas declared emergencies due to upcoming April 8th total solar eclipse due to potentially heavy traffic and gridlock. Now imagine something goes down and you stuck here in traffic and you can't move. Because if something goes down, everybody's trying to escape, trying to go the same way, trying to get out. And you get stuck in here, now you're looking like a scene out of The Walking Dead. Interesting. On Monday, the Bosque County Office of Emergency Management declared a state of emergency due to heavy traffic and will authorize the county to take any actions necessary to promote life, safety, and critical infrastructure protection. All these state of emergency declarations mean that if something happens, like we just read, they can take any action, right, on the books to do what they got to do. That's also something interesting. So it says here, Kaufman County Judge Jackie Allen issued a disaster declaration due to the projected and expected number of visitors in the area. County officials have said that some 200,000 people may visit the county to view the eclipse. The dramatic increase in population, even for a short time, will greatly impact our public safety agencies, taxing their ability to respond to calls. Now, I mean, there could be a situation where, okay, people all come and, like you take maybe like first responders or 911, for example, right? All these people come to this place, nothing happens, they all go back. But if all these people come to this place, something happens and everybody is trying to call 911 or trying to call this place here and there, it's definitely going to be a strain on their systems. And eventually, like if you have a crash, then nobody gets help. Right? Let's see. It is super exciting to see this once in a lifetime event, the official said. What makes it different is that it is a natural phenomenon and we can't control the weather around it. So there's a lot of variables that we just can't control for. According to the Dallas Morning News, the Texas Hill Country may be one of the best spots to view the eclipse in the United States, yada yada. And then you have here, meanwhile, last week, a state of emergency was declared in the Canadian Niagara Falls region, adjacent to the city of Niagara Falls in New York State, due to traffic and crowd sizes. The city is also in the path of totality, which will receive no solar rays for a few minutes on April 8th as the moon blocks the sun. And then it goes on and on. Kathy Hochul also warned travelers to expect high amounts of traffic. Anyway, she said that lane closures and construction will be halted ahead of the astronomical event. So everybody's making preparations for this solar eclipse. A lot of states are declaring, emergencies to try and handle all this incoming traffic. We're going to see what happens, if anything happens, like I said, whether openly or not. Now, the next other thing that was interesting is this article that I also saw just now, which basically I'm not going to read too much into it, but the gist of it is you had a terrorist attack in Iran, right? As you can see in the headline, Iran rocked by overnight terror attacks as gunmen leave 11 dead, including IRGC officer. Now, when you go into it, they say, they had these, these gunmen, they came in there, they trying to, and this is sort of like not a new thing. It's like this historical ongoing back and forth. But it's just interesting, the timing of it, right? You just had the whole Israeli strike that killed some Iranians. And then you had, just recently before this, you had a Moscow terrorist attack where you had gunmen, that went up in there shooting things up and all of that. So it's just interesting, the timing of all these different things, as Iran is already on edge, and people are looking out to see, are they going to retaliate? If they retaliate, what are they going to do? So a lot of things are, all these different things that were happening that, like we mentioned, seem to be random. They seem to be isolated in their own, the events. You can see how they all tie in together, namely that whole border crisis. People are gonna find out why it's a border crisis, because a crisis will come out of that, Anyway, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse. I'm going to start at 35. Salakia, Mark 13 and 35. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. And that's going to be the day of the Lord. And it's going to, predating the actual return of Yahushua, is going to be a lot of destruction. So you got to watch, right? And be ready, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. Now, when you look into this word watch, in the Greek, it is Gregorio, right? Sounds like the Gregorian calendar. But it says here, a metaphor to give strict attention to, be cautious, active, right? To take heed lest through remission and indolence, some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one. And because the scriptures tell you in 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3 that, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. So this is why we're watching everything, even some things that may seem unrelated, they may seem small. You got to watch it all. You got to give strict attention to it. Okay, because it could be that one thing that you downplay that ends up bringing that destructive calamity. And you don't want to get caught off guard when that happens. But with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying and informative to the elect. Keep our eyes open and remain circumspect. And we'll see what the Lord has in store for this place. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak Udash. And until next time, Shalom.